course, Chase Canada, that's next up here. Cornerback, 6 foot tall, 185 pounds out of Richmond, Texas. And he went to Trinity Valley Community College, had offers from Charlotte, UConn, Georgia Southern. And of course, I like anybody named Chase after Chase Brown. So Chase Canada, that's perfect. Obviously, you got a name as big as Canada. You got something to live up to. Ked, talk a little bit about what he brings to the table.
Definitely a guy that is extremely ready to get on the football field. You talk about a guy that's ready to go. I had a good conversation with him today, and the thing I really I like about him, one, is that he played at the junior college level, and I was one of the guys who noticed Brett Bielema was attacking the junior college, and back in the early '80s, the junior college route was the thing to do. Now, it was a transfer portal, but what Brett did and his staff, I'm assuming they've all talked about it, was, hey, you know what? We can't go out. Matt's talked about this a million times. We can't play true freshmen. It's hard to play them. If you do, you're going to struggle. So if we're not going to, go out and try to get every kid in the transfer portal, let's get guys who in the junior college in the junior college ranks. So, Chase is a guy that they really zeroed in on early. I like the commitment. I think he's 6 foot. He's 190 pounds. He's another big cornerback. I think that's a area. That whole secondary was just, I don't want to say it was bad last year, but I think they got picked on. And him being a junior college kid, they're going to probably expect him to come in to see if he can make an impact right away.
Let's not also forget, Mike Cagley, since you loved Chase Brown so much, that Chase and Signee Brown were Canadian.
That's
So I
I
think
didn't even go there.
right. So like the symbolism is all there for Chase Canada. Um, Here's a kid that I don't know if he's a safety or if he's a nickel. I don't think he's a corner. Maybe he is. I don't know. I do think he's going to get on the field. And the reason I feel like he's going to get on the field is simply because like they need to start his clock immediately. And they've known about him for 2 years. How have they known about him for 2 years? They recruited his older brother out of Trinity Valley the year before. He decided to go to TCU. They were really afraid that he was actually going to end up at either Clemson or TCU immediately after he committed to Illinois in late November, because that was a potential flip that was going to happen. I do think he's going to end up in Aaron Henry's defensive backfield in the 2024 season. I just don't know where that's going to be. It could be at a safety position. It could be. I'm not entirely ruling out the idea that they could be moving Xavier Scott from the nickel to corner, and then they have an opening at nickel, and that could be a spot where they slide right in. Chase Canada slides right in. So I think there's going to be a lot of options for him to be able to come in and figure out what he wants to do this spring again. And then I think by the time preseason camp rolls around, you're going to have a really good indication of where he's going to play. But I do think he is going to have an impact, maybe not only in the secondary, but also on special teams in the 2024 season.
Excellent. Yeah, Chase Canada. And of course, anytime you've got the bloodlines, your brother's playing at TCU, that also gives you a little bit of street cred that just can't be earned any other way. Excited to have him come aboard as well.